the light-hearted conversation, which is the interview, and we'll be looking at the recent development. FG lifts no work, no pay on JOHESU, approves January salaries after strike suspension. But I'm going to have Olayemi walk us through our guests this morning. But let me also remind you that the federal government lifted the no work, no pay directive during the 84-day nationwide strike by Joint Health Sector Union, known as JOHESU, and approved the immediate payments of January 2026 salaries for its members. I have so many things to talk about this conversation, because I know people who are directly affected by this strike. But of course, we have members from the Joint Health Sector Union within State and Abeokuta branch this morning.
Yes, we're super glad to have comrade pharmacist Abdullahi Abdurazak Abibese, and he's the Secretary in Nigerian Union of Allied Health Professionals, Ogun State. And of course, we have comrade Sarafadin Famuiwa, who is the Chairman, Medical and Health Workers Union of Nigeria. That's the Federal Medical Center, Abeokuta branch.
Thank you.
It's really great to have you join us on studio today. Okay, so let's talk about JOHESU, right? Let's get on to brass tacks. What exactly is the agitation for? What did the Joint Health Sector go on strike for?
Thank you, moderators. Good morning, Nigerians, and good morning, Ogun State at all. Yes, let me quickly say this. JOHESU meant for Joint Health Sector Union workers. Yeah, the strike commenced November 14, 2025.
Okay. So
that's about 84 days old strike. You know, since 2012, we have been having an agreement with the government. That is memorandum of understanding. But basically on COS adjustments. Like in 2009, because the last time we were here, we elaborate and we expatiate the fact that behind the strike, that time, coins adjustment. In 2009, we are having one platform that both doctors and non-doctors we are using to collect the salary then. In 2013, that time we have an agreement that any time when they decide that we should have two platforms on our salary, then we have coins and comments. Why coins for non-doctors, why comments for doctors? So now that time there's an agreement that says that any time they implement or increase any one of the two, the second must done. But they have done for the comments like 2 or 3 times right now that they neglected the core S. In 2018, we went on a court case with them, with the federal government, and at the district court that, and we were given an injunction that the government should do the needful, which government decided not to do, neglect. And we went back on strike like this for 3 months during the tenure of Buhari, late president then, under the leadership of Chris Ngige, that's the Labour Minister.
Okay.
The same circular was released then, no work, no pay. And later when we call off the strike that time, the salary was paid. But this time around, there's an agreement that time that in 2020, 3 years ago, when President Buhari, Tinubu came on board, we had an agreement. We went on a strike like 5 days ago, and then the president came in and he promised that time that the salary, the adjustment will be done. And he promised us, and nothing was done after the agreement. And before we went on this, also we have communicated to the federal government. We issue ultimatum like 5 days, 15 days, 21 days. You know, you cannot just wait on a strike without notifying the government. That's the major till that time. Now, okay, let me last for now.
I was actually enjoying this conversation and around your terms and conditions. And honestly, for people watching, I think it would look like the government just didn't want to answer you, didn't want to meet up with your needs and your demands. But you have resumed the 84 days strike,
yes,
which is almost like a 3-month strike. Just days from now, it's just the complete 3 months. Has the government, federal government, been able to meet up with your demands?
No, the government has not. When we are on strike, they have been trying to negotiate together with our leadership, JOHESU. They have had a series of meetings that deadlock. But at the last point, we have MS and TUC came in to weigh into the issues. Are you getting it? So when they came in, okay, what is happening? You know, that time they brought a lot of documents which our leadership brought to the MS and TUs and said, like 8 MOUs signed with federal government. And what is happening? Now the NSA now said that they will join the strike to shut down the nations with this. If federal government, they do not do the needful about the matter. And now we have an agreement that now they call it settlement of agreement, not MOU any longer.
I hope you will not go back to strike 2 days after.
Well, if government did the right thing, you will not go back.
Because just to add to that, I know in 2014 under Ebele Jonathan, you also had an agreement with the federal government.
Yes.
And those implementations were obviously not implemented.
Yes.
This is why you're having this fresh strike action.
Yes.
So what this means is that there's a very large possibility that you're still going to embark on another strike action.
No.
If this is not implemented as well.
Yes, but we don't believe that such things will happen again.
Okay.
Like, let me just break it down. Before we have signed MOU, Memorandum of Understanding. But this time around, you don't sign Memorandum of Understanding any longer. That's the settlement of agreement, terms of settlement of agreement.
No more MOU.
No more MOU.
Before now, what was in your MOUs?
Okay, the MOU that time was so time, they will do this, so time, they will do this, and the government will neglect doing the agreement. But this time around, now you are saying this thing this month that you have read it in the news that the government has released the circular that the circular of no work, no pay is part of the settlement terms of agreement that we have. That immediately we call off the strike, they will withdraw the circular of no work, no pay, and the salary will be released. It's part of the agreement we are having.
Okay.
Comrade, let me, chip in, and I want your take on this. 3 months. You work in a essential sector of the country. It means that on a daily basis there are people who are in need of your services. Lives are involved, and of course this strike as well has cost lots of lives because some persons have gone to the hospital but nobody to attend to them. And I think at this point JOHESU just wanted to meet their need and they didn't care about these people anymore. How does that make you feel as a member of this society? And let's look at the revenue losses as well, because at both sides, these people are also paying money and there's no money coming in, and there've been loss of lives as well. For you members of JOHESU, how does that make you feel?
Okay. Good morning, Modelo. Good morning, Nigerians. Just to recap again, this struggle has been on since 2014, 2009. For every strike that we announce that we have to proceed for, we do the necessary things. According to labor union, you do everything to inform the government that according to agreement that we have, if you don't do it, we proceed on strike. And every time we give the government the ample time to settle the agreement. As you said, sincerely, when we are about to commence on this strike, we were also looking at how would our clients feel, because we have had this strike in 2018 where we went for like 2+ months and it was not favorable. As we are speaking now, we have some of our members nationwide that are affected, and in our center we had 2 losses of our member of staff, which we know that if
2 losses.
Yes.
They died?
They died, yeah. So when we called off the strike on Monday, we had to have a 1-minute silence for them. Even generally, nationwide. Well, it is not what we signed up for, I can tell you. It's not what we signed up for. This is our last resort. Every time we communicate with our people, we communicate with the whole community that it is not because we don't want to come to work, but it is because of how the federal government have neglected the agreement with JOHESU. This same argument came in when ASU went for 7 or 8 months, where we had some of my own brother and a lot of people had to stay in the university for a 4-year course. They have to spend 6 or 7. But during those times, the ASU president at that time do come up and tell them that no, it is not their fault, it is the federal government. And thank God that the federal government are doing the needful as of now. So it's the same message we are telling to our comrades. As we are saying that everybody is affected one way or the other. Everybody is affected. But the priority of a clinical staff priority of a cleaner, priority of a ward orderly should be at the first thing in the mind of the government. And we saw that from 14 years down the line, they are not really showing us that.
I want you to briefly talk to us, break it down for people who are watching as well. This back and forth with the government. I know there's been conversation about what you want, what you need to be fixed.
Yes.
Your sector in the country is one that experiences a high level of brain drain. There's a lot of doctors that leave Nigeria on a daily basis because, of course, the health sector is more productive and very lucrative in the outside world than this place. And the people who are staying behind, they have to be fighting government every now and then. So I need you to break it down. What exactly is JOHESU fighting the government for?
Thank you. As my chairman has said, before 2009, we have this one central payment system for everyone, for everybody in the health sector. So the federal government at that time felt that the doctors should have their separate one, while others should have their separate. So at the agreement at that time, 2009, it is agreed that once you increase or improve the payment platform of one, you don't discard the other one.
Okay.
That was the agreement. And with the agreement is at the Federal Ministry of Labour, the agreement is the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare. Down the line, into 2014. Our members came in, our leaders at that time, reminded the government that 2014, they had slight increase in the coins for the doctors. What about the other one? That was nothing. Moving down the line, we keep reminding them. They ask us that we should not worry, they are doing it. Coming down to 2018, that's when we felt that the coins too have had the second upgrade. While the other one, they have not even started. So they are now trying to share one payment platform where they are increasing the. So 2018 we had to come out very plain that we cannot accept this. So we had to go for another 2 or 3 months at that time. They called us back when President Bola Tinubu entered. He promised that he's going to look at it. We strike. I think we had the strike maybe 5 days morning strike before he came in, and he called us and we called off the strike, hoping that at least from 2022, 2023 we should have something. So as at 2025, we told them again, we have not done anything on this. That's why we had to embark on this strike. And as we are talking now, we have a terms of settlement, which is different from MOU. The terms of settlement number 1 is that the coins adjustment will be done. Secondly, the circular of no work no pay will be reversed, which it has been online now. Thirdly, is that there is a collective bargaining agreement. So in that collective bargaining agreement, JOHESU coins adjustment and everything will be discussed, will be given priority over other agreements. So which the NLC and TUC are our mother body. For JOHESU, the affiliate union under JOHESU, we have the Nigerian Union of Allied Health Professionals, we have the medical health worker, we have the senior staff, we have the non-academic staff union also. So they are under NLC and TUC. And as of 2018, we could not play that game of NLC and TUC. But now, with our interaction with NLC, they intervened and they gave us the assurance that they will take up this fight. It will now be a national fight.
Is there a deadline?
Yes. They are going to come of settlement at the end of April. By the ending of April, every agreement in that terms of settlement. And what is it with this terms of settlement and MOU? Terms of settlement, you need a legal backing for terms of settlement. So I can go to court that we sign a terms of settlement on Thursday, that is on the 5th of February, on Thursday, that this and this should be done and it has not been done. So we will not get to that place just the ordinary MOU. We have something for our members. That's why we played it to our members on Monday and over the whole country that this is what we have. Let's come in. We understand. In terms of revenue loss, I'm telling you, it is estimated now over 1 trillion. When we resume, even in our own center, the way those, because there is NHIE, we have this NHIE, when you request code now, they are giving, because they know that for the last 2 or going to 3 months, they have not, the new loss is huge. Once you request, they give you. Once you want anything, they give you. Everybody is happy. And even our clients too. On that Monday, some have resumed even 7. Like a lot of people now see the whole hospital. That is just to show us that without JOHESU, the health system cannot work. This JOHESU, we have doctors and nurses. They are on duty. Doctors and nurses. So all the health workers are on doctors and nurses are JOHESU. So we cannot really perform optimally.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about the members' welfare now. Of course, like my colleague mentioned, there's been such of manpower, right? This Jaffa syndrome and everything going on. So now, how are members coping?
I can tell you, it's not easy. In terms of members' welfare, the rate of people traveling out is high in number because of all these. Low pay, the workload, and part of what JOHESU has been agitating for is that they should give us more credence, more people in the health sector. And as the news, I think this week, where the Minister of Health came out that the budget for health is 218 million. They only released 36 million.
So for 36 states in Nigeria. I heard that news too.
So now going to our own, even every institution, you go to every institution, everybody is your staff. The same man is doing calls overnight for 3 times in a week. That's the same man who is expected to come to work. You look at the doctors, look at the nurses, you see a lot of agitation. When the work gets to a stage, you see people just having that burnout. And we felt that if we are the ones paying, we have some of our members that at least we should have the compensation.
I think it should be watching.
Exactly. Please compensate us. Give us what we want. We are not, some of us have the ability to go, but we felt that this is our country, let's hold it together. But we are not giving us that proper support. We are not giving us that support. That is what we are advocating for. We cannot stay here, we cannot do that workload. Go to our center, look at the online world only. We have had our members just walk down, just slump and die. Because of the workload. It's the workload, it's nothing. It's just workload and every other thing. So we are using this medium to the federal government. I know President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we just work on the budgeting. There are a lot of parastatals have been commenting on the budgeting. It is very, very sad look at the amount and look at the amount they release. How would they even function, even that means even critical needs in the hospital might not be, they have to start contracting, doing PPP, doing all those things. So it is not really very okay for
Coming from where you are, I would like to ask you this, after resumption, what's the environment like, what's the mood like, especially for, people in Abeokuta and Ogun State? What has it been so far?
In fact,
hi. Is it high on
in fact, since Monday, people are so happy for St. JOHESU members. In fact, before 7 o'clock, we have met the patients around the hospitals waiting for us. That we should resume back. Because, like my colleague has said, health sector is a division of labor. No one can do it all. Here we have nurses, we have doctors, even the cleaners in the hospital. Doctors cannot work in the dirty environment like nurses also. I get in it. And the doctor cannot work the work of cleaners or porters. In fact, like last week, everywhere was butchy. Go there today, everywhere was clean, and in fact, the work has started going on.
JOHESU.
Power to the people.
All right, they say when two elephants fight, the grasses suffer. In this case, now the grasses are the patients. They suffer the bond.
Well, don't say that. We're also masses. Like my colleague has said, we lost one of our staff during the strike.
So you believe you also suffer?
We suffer for it because earth is wet.
Yeah.
Because if I'm down with inmates, nowhere to go, have to find somewhere to go when justice is not working. So we just appeal to the public that we are sorry.
Yeah, that's where I was going to.
Yes.
Because the health sector is important.
It's very, very important.
Yeah.
It's very, very important, man.
So, in April, right, is when we're expecting to...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
In case, in case you're not able to get the agreement signed and, implemented,
yes,
what exactly is on the table for JOHESU?
Like my pharmacist have said, Comrade Adegbefe have said, agreement is an agreement. Like I said, this is not an MOU any longer. It is terms of settlement that has a legal backing.
Okay.
I believe that the agreement will be met. I believe so. But if otherwise, we suspended the strike, not call off. There are difference between suspending and the call off.
So this implies that it can get worse.
Yes, you can return back.
All right, comrades, we're wrapping up now, but we are hoping that the federal government meets your terms and conditions, and that it will not have to be business as usual. You just call off your strike and you're back to it normal. But for you now and for other members of JOHESU, is this back and forth with the government any way limiting the things you can do, your morale? I mean, you're human, and sometimes you see your fellows from outside the country living the life. At some point, I know it will get to you. And I know you mentioned also that some of you that decide to stay back is because you're passionate about the country. But when the country is also frustrating your passion, you lose it at some point.
Exactly.
So I believe there are some persons watching right now, probably your members and also other members nationwide. I want you to talk to them, and let's see how we can also understand ourselves as a people to provide services for our fellow citizens.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Firstly, as we are wrapping up, I want to urge the federal government, the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, down to the Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, which happens to be our own in Ogun State, that we have signed that terms of settlement, and we hope that everything now will be followed. We will not have to come back here in April where we will have to commence another strike.
Yeah.
For our members, we are thanking them for staying true with us. I'm very sure, I can tell you, we have a lot of our members, and now they have not even paid their general salary. The way December is, they have paid school fees, usually for celebration, and now as of yesterday, we are always getting calls that can we send this, but they stood with us. Without our membership, we will not have our leaders. So we are using this medium to appreciate them, to thank them that they should have that trust in leadership, especially the MLC and TUC. At the meeting on Thursday, it was the MLC chairman and TUC chairman that represented JOHESU to tell you that what we are asking for, we will get it. And to our community, everybody, Nigerians, we are very sorry. But we need to understand from our own perspective too. We want better pay for ourselves, we want better welfare, we want better things, better equipment, so that we can optimize that and make health a very paramount for you. You cannot come to a hospital where you just, after writing over 10 drugs, we only give you one paracetamol. That's what we are fighting for the government, and we hope that you are forgiving us. I hope that in any way that can help us communicate with anybody, please let them know that JOHESU staff are also a critical part of the health sector.
On a lighter note, I saw some renovations going on in FMC Abeokuta, like there's some paintings and that's good.
Yes.
Well, this is how far we can go on the program today. JOHESU have called off their 84 days old strike. Well, hopefully the terms of agreement are met before April, and there will be no need to go on strike for this sector of the country. We'll return after this break, where we'll bring you the trending segment. Please stay with us.